ASPX Callback Panel allows you to easily add AJAX-based callback technology to your website. The Callback Panel is essentially a container with built-in AJAX callback functionality that allows you to update its content without performing a postback. In this video, you'll learn how to use the ASPX Callback Panel to retrieve and display the server date and time without initiating a postback. I'll start with a new ASP.NET application. From the toolbox, I drag and drop a new ASPX Callback Panel onto the page. The Callback Panel supports all DevExpress controls as well as other standard ASP.NET components. To demonstrate this, I'm using standard ASP.NET text boxes to display the server date and time. Next, I add an ASPX button control outside the callback panel. This button will be used to initiate the callback and perform the necessary server-side processing. Let's set its caption to Show Server Date and Time. To be able to initiate a callback at runtime, I'll need to use the DevExpress client-side technology that is part of every ASP.NET control we offer. I select the callback panel and set the client instance name property. I'll also make sure that the hide content on callback and the show loading panel properties are enabled. This will hide the content and display a loading panel when a callback is being performed. Next, I select the ASPX button and disable auto postback so that no postback is performed when the button is clicked. Now let's take a look at the client-side methods available for the ASPX Callback Panel control. We'll need the Perform Callback method, which will in turn raise the callback event for server-side data processing. The event can also receive a parameter argument from the client side. I return to Visual Studio. From the button Smart tag, I invoke the client-side events editor and select the Click Event handler. Here, I call the Perform Callback method of the callback panel. I select the callback panel and create a new handler for its callback event. Here, I'll add the following code. First, I'll impose a delay so that we can see the loading panel at runtime. Next, I use a new date-time object and set it to the current date and time information. Finally, I'll populate the first and second text boxes with the appropriate date and time information. And I'm done. I run the application to see the results. You can see that by default, the callback panel does not represent a visual element. I click on the button and the loading panel is displayed, hiding the items contained within the callback panel. Finally, the controls are displayed again with the current server date and time. Thanks for watching, and of course, thank you for choosing DevExpress.